And no goofy intro because it's a sad episode.
It is a sad episode.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
Well, good-looking people, they do want you to take the roles. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to take the roles because you're unable to make your own food because you're sad. This is
right.
a very odd episode for us right now because normally we come in with a lot of high energy, and this is a sad episode, Brett. It's a hard watch, but it's a good watch.
It is. It is.
So-
That's a good way to describe it. It's a good watch, but it is a hard watch. Chokes me up every time.
Yeah. So let's share a little happiness, Brett. We sinned once again, and we missed last episode last week, but we have a good excuse, and that good excuse is we just kept missing each other, and then we were together
We
on
did.
Friday. Yay! Yes, we got to go to the Columbus Zoo and Zoom Bobby Bibu Bobby Buffet Bay.
I don't know why you can't say
I
Zumbezi
don't
Bay.
know either. I tried so many times, and my wife just kept looking at me like and she would say it. I'm like, for whatever reason, it's like Joey trying to say French words. Did you get sunburnt Friday?
A little bit, but by the time Saturday rolled around, it was tan. So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Sarah got hit on her back a little bit, and I told her, I'm like, I can see the color, but it looks more of a like deep pink. So, honestly,
Yeah.
she keeps just trying to itch her back all the time. So, nice, fun conversation for us to be having.
yeah, my back was red, but by the time Saturday rolled around, it really wasn't anymore. So
Well, fair. Well, good looking people.
Yeah.
We did go to. We saw maybe, I don't know, 30% of the zoo, I would say.
that might be an accurate statement.
But we
yes.
experienced at least half of the water park, so I'm content with how much we experienced.
Yes, and it's a big zoo. It's hard to do in one day anyway. And
It
I've
is.
I've been down there before. It's a really nice zoo. So
Yeah.
if you're ever in the Columbus area, good looking people, go see the Columbus Zoo. It's worth the trip.
Yes, and if you don't want to deal with children, there's a 21 and over area. Apparently, that is the best part of the whole park. Apparently,
In Zumbezi Bay.
yes,
Not in the zoo.
and Zumzakaza Bay.
Kamikaze Bay.
I didn't say kamikaze.
No, but it might as well have.
Yeah, it's really true. Although I will say, for the good-looking people, I had a very grumpy Brett at one point because we got in line for a slide, and there were not indications that it was actually closed until we were like, I think it's closed. We got into another line, and that was a long line, and people were taking their good old time, and we had some line cutters going on, and I had a very grumpy Brett on my hands.
I wouldn't say grumpy. I just wasn't very expressive. I was just being patient.
Oh,
No, trust me. I've been grumpy in parks before. That was not grumpy.
well, all I know is that you had the actions of the old grumpy youth pastor. I remember once upon a time. So,
That was just resting mean face.
yep.
That's just resting angry face. That wasn't grumpy.
Well, in
I've
fairness,
been grumpy at theme parks before.
well, you
That
didn't have
wasn't
any
it.
water shoes. I think that probably would have helped you.
That might have helped. Good looking people don't walk around in bare feet.
No,
It will burn your feet.
Yeah. Mine are way too big.
But I did do something fun at home when I got home, though.
Did you?
Kelly and I went and saw Superman on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, 10 seconds. What'd you think?
8 out of 10, worth the viewing. It's not perfect, but it's well worth the viewing. And Mr. Terrific, standout character.
Cool. I've decided to be a full Snyder bro, and I'm not going to go see it. Well, here's the problem. I know I have. I'm just not in that dad era where I can just be like, I'm going to go do this thing that I want to do. So, like, we could go see a movie, but we got to figure out babysitting. We got to figure out a bunch of logistics, when we're going to get back. And it's just like, I'm so exhausted and tired. We're not dealing with that.
Give it about 2 months, you can stream it.
Yeah, but I'm going to be getting rid of HBO Max.
Yeah. You can rent it in 2 months. You can rent it in about 6 weeks from Amazon or Apple then.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I said to my wife yesterday, like, do I like comic book movies anymore? And I'm like, I just don't think I'm excited for any of them at all. Like, last time I was excited was for the last Spider-Man movie, and since then I got no excitement.
Fair enough. There is fatigue that is a real possibility.
Yeah. So, speaking of fatigue, we should probably get into this episode.
Well, there's a segue if I've ever heard one. Good looking people. We're in the 13th episode of season 6. We'll have a good time then. Excuse me. Wherein Shawn and Jack's deadbeat father, Chet, reappears on campus and promises Shawn that he has come to stay and make amends to his sons for never being there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple setup. Right. This episode was written by Gary H. Miller, directed by David Kendall, originally aired January 26, 1999, 2 weeks after our last episode. Currently enjoys a 7.5 IMDb rating, 7.5. That is 0.3 lower than our last episode and is tied for 16th place in the season. And let me bring up my document. I can tell you what it is tied with because I didn't note that in my notes. It is tied with cutting the... Nope. It is tied with... that can't be tied for 16th. Yes, it can be. Then it changed. Well, 7.5, it's tied with Cutting the Cord, My Baby Valentine, and State of the Unions.
Yeah.
So, Tyler.
Brett.
Oh, you know what? I need to look at something here really quick because I think I may have made an error in what I had copied down here.
Brett made a mistake. Brett made a mistake.
I may have. I may have. Because my documents are not jiving here. Because one document says a much, much higher score should be attributed to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that document is correct. So let me bring this up here. Yeah, we'll have a good time then. Yes, it actually is an 8.8, not a 7.5. And with an 8.8, it is actually first place on the season. This is the highest rated episode of the season, according to IMDb. When I first started breaking everything down for the season, it was an 8.9. So it's actually gone down a little bit. I got to remember to double check these every week. Shame on me for not being accurate.
Yes, shame on
you. So Tyler, I do know my Nielsen numbers are correct though. Nielsen numbers for last week's episode were 11.66 million, and I know they're correct because I had to go in and correct them from last week. Nielsen numbers for our last episode were 11.66 million. What do you think we did with the return of Chet?
Well, thing is that Chet being there, I'm sure they advertised the snot out of the reunion and all that jazz. So I'm gonna assume we at least maintain in that 11 range. So I'm gonna go with like 11.5, something like that.
11.5 is the guess. Well, you are. You'd win the showcase. It's an 11.98, just shy of 12. Right up there with some of the higher Nielsen rating episodes of the season. We haven't seen this high in a few weeks. So
interesting.
Yeah, this is it's a well regarded episode, well ranked episode, well rated episode all around. So there we go. That is our table set. And I turn the driving duties over to you.
And this is where we crash because I'm Toby and I don't know how to drive. So after the theme song, our classic theme song, Brett, we're having a conversation about coffee and about war, Brett. Corey's apparently at war with himself. I feel like this would be a nice time for him to say, like, at least that's what my therapist says. Something indicating that, Corey is working on himself. He knows he has problems.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh well. But yeah, anywho, Jack's there, and Jack says, "Hey, I'll get you guys coffee." And Shawn's back to the whole, "I don't need your money.
I can pay my own way."
Yeah, I can pay my own way. Which I'm gonna say, having coffee available to you at college and having credits and whatnot, it's a much more complicated system. So, Shawn, take the free coffee.
Never turn down a free cup of coffee.
Right. Fiend didn't take tearing down a free cup of coffee. In fact, he asked for a scone.
Yeah. So Shawn, never turn down a free cup of coffee.
Yep. But they get word that there's someone running the table right now and no one can beat him. And we learn apparently Shawn is the second best pool player who hangs out in the student union.
Yeah, and we're informed this by Kenny. This is Christopher Carter, only appearance on Boy Meets World, 14 acting credits. He featured in productions such as The Cosby Show, A Different World, Swamp Thing, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Sister, Sister, and more. He has not been on camera since 2001. Super hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yep, but we reveal the one hustling at the table is Chet Hunter. And I gotta say, Brett, there's something wonderful about Chet Hunter playing pool, and later on him being a billiards coach for the show Community.
Yes, there is. I always think of that connection whenever I see one of these two episodes.
Yes, and he says, "Hey, hustling kids out of their tuition. Ah, hustling? No, I'm teaching." And they giggle, and apparently he says he's never beat his dad before, and he go to commercial break, and Shawn apparently has won and returns the tuition money back to all of the other guys.
Yeah. It's nice to know that Shawn has a skill that translates into the real world where he could make some money, you know?
I just wish they would have shown them playing, that could have been interesting. But no, just Shawn.
Yeah,
wins.
It doesn't have to be Uncle Phil with Lucille level showing us him running the table, but be nice to see him sinking a few balls, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So apparently Chet was driving around. He goes, "Hey, I got a couple boys. I should go check in on them." To which Shawn knows
Which
that
is
that really
nice,
means,
considering we haven't seen him since what, the beginning of season 5?
yeah. Last time we saw him was second episode, season 5. Yeah, and
We didn't see him at graduation.
no. Shawn says, "Oh, that means that you got fired."
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this is by far the most optimistic we've seen Jack this season, because he's kind of turned into a bit of a Debbie Downer, and all he does is compete for Rachel's attention and affection. So the fact that he's interacting with his brother and being a positive person, kind of being the guy who we met season 5, is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's good to see him in that cheerleader role and have that positive energy again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he says, "Hey, I'm back in town. I want to spend some time with you." And apparently he's gonna treat them to a nice steak dinner. Spoiler alert:
Mm-hmm.
Jack agrees to pay for it.
Oh, of course.
Because
But I do love Chet in it. I love Chet in that Pembroke sweatshirt with the big foam finger. Love that visual gag.
yeah, I wish you would have said "Go Penguins."
Yes. On multiple levels, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just we really go back and forth for a while on Shawn is grumpy, Shawn's just waiting for his dad to leave, and Jack is just happy to get more time with his dad.
Yeah, and Jack never, and we're going to see it throughout the episode, but Jack never experienced Chet blowing into town and then causing all sorts of havoc with all of his stories and all of his creative ways to spin the truth and then blowing back out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Never had to experience. I mean, he grew up in a stable environment.
Mm-hmm.
And Shawn did not. And Shawn is going to go with what he knows. And it is not Chet coming to town and sticking around. The last time we had any semblance of Chet sticking around was when Shawn got busted for, I believe, sleeping in a park. And Chet was got busted in the same jail cell.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the same police station.
Mm-hmm.
And he was convinced to come home early from looking for Verna.
Yep.
I think that was the situation.
Yeah. No,
that was the last time that we saw anything like that.
They make clear that he was around-ish in the 4th season, but Shawn was spending still a bunch of time by himself.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, but I mean, and it's all part of the, yes, Jack loves his stepfather, and you kind of get the feeling like Jack's stepfather is not a bad guy. In fact, it's almost like he's trying to encourage him to, like, have a relationship with your dad. Do these things with him. Because he always makes clear, like, oh yeah, like my stepfather said he'll cover it, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. It's almost like you get the feeling like Jack's credit card is tied into his dad's account, and if he puts his credit card down, his dad will pay it.
Yeah. So either Jack's dad is an absent dad who kind of loves Jack through his wallet, or Jack's dad is genuinely a good dude who is well off enough that he can say, you know what, I'll foot the bill. You just go be with your biological dad for a bit and build something.
Yeah. I mean,
and I prefer to think the latter.
Yeah, I do too. Oh gosh, what happened? Oh no, I lost it. Should we get to the part where he meets Rachel, Brett?
Yes, we should. The boys come back from dinner, and it is the first time that Chet has ever laid eyes on their roommate that he has no clue exists. So let's check in.
Hey guys.
Look what somebody left in your house.
I've been to 3 county fairs, 2 pig stickings, and a goat rope, but I ain't never seen nothing like you.
Dad, this is my roommate, Rachel.
Oh, it is so nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you, Mr. Hunter.
Did they tell you that my wife passed on and I'm starting to date again? I'm just kidding. I love the dear woman, wherever the hell she is.
Oh, how about I get a picture of father and sons for my scrapbook?
Hey, whatever your pretty little redhead desires. What is she, 6'7"? Man, she could eat a pie off your head.
Okay, everybody get together. Come on. Oh, smile, Shawn. It's your dad.
Man, she could eat a pie off your head.
Yeah, Chet just does not know what to say.
No. I mean, 3 county fairs, 2 pig stickings, and a goat rope, and I ain't ever seen anything like you.
Yep.
Oh.
You know, I have to say, my oldest is going through kind of a grumpy picture taking phase where he'll cross his arms and be like, I don't want to take a picture. Doesn't matter who it's with.
Which I witnessed this past weekend.
And so for Shawn's about to take the picture, I just thought of like, oh yeah, Grayson does that too. Yes, but I love the dear woman wherever the hell she is.
Verna's off again. Yep.
Yeah, but I think this might be a good time, Brett, to mention that in the show's official canon, not that any of the writers or the showrunners care, but Shawn has at this moment 3 siblings. He has Jack, who is established as his one and only half brother, but he also has Ricky. I want to say it's Ricky.
Yeah. Eddie.
Eddie, thank you, Eddie. And then he has Stacy. Now,
Yeah.
Stacy
says you should have left it on so long.
Stacy said you should have done this. So yeah. So the 2 were just one-off characters, but if we take it in the realm of kind of just the mess that Chet Hunter has left behind him when it comes to individuals who would look to him and go, please protect me, be there, and care for me, and he has let all of them down. You know, unfortunately, both of the boys are in college despite their dad, not because of their dad.
Yes.
Yeah. So I understand Jack's excitement. I understand Rachel's happiness, but I really do understand Shawn's ready for the shoe to drop.
Yeah, and he's not wrong, because it's not long after Chet's stepped foot in the apartment that phone rings, and Chet's got a job offer on the other line.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, he got a job offer to go to Vegas.
Dealing blackjack, isn't it?
Which, I mean, I will say, if you're
lucrative job offer,
yeah,
you know,
if you're gonna deal blackjack, it better be Vegas.
Yeah.
I do know that there's other casinos out there that people do make really good money when they work there.
Oh yeah, but still, I mean, in 1999, Vegas was Vegas.
Yep. And 2025, Vegas is Vegas.
It's still Vegas, but it's not the only option
Right.
these days for casino work.
That's very true.
In 1999, it was Vegas, Atlantic City, or, you know, there might be 1 or 2 other casinos out there, but those were the only places you knew.
Oh, I'm blanking on, because there's always another one that they're like, gosh, you don't want to go there. Oh. I'm blanking on it right now. It'll come back to me. Yes, anywho, so Shawn's kind of feeling justified, like, hey, you got it. Here's your ticket. Here's your chance to leave. Show me who you're gonna be. And you know, you just kind of feel like no matter what Chet was gonna do, this was always gonna be Shawn's reaction. And no matter what, Chet has not lived a healthy life.
Oh, no.
We have talked very openly that most likely Chet is a very heavy drinker. The show points to that he goes on benders and even Shawn having to clean up after himself.
Which we will get
Hmm.
on-screen confirmation of that in this episode.
It wouldn't be that surprising if not just being a beer guy, but say a hard liquor man. So,
Yep. On top of that, you've got all that truck stop type diet.
yeah.
I mean, Chet's heart is not strong, shall we say?
Yep. And unfortunately, he starts to have a heart attack in the apartment. I honestly feel like they need to get rid of this place because a lot of bad things keep happening there.
Yeah, there really are a lot of bad things that happen in that apartment, aren't there?
Mm-hmm. And we go to a commercial break, Brett. And when we come back, apparently, Jack's hand's hurting from all the paperwork. And Shawn's like, "My dad's in there." It's like someone had
Yeah,
to
there's
fill
a
out the
lot,
paperwork.
and there's a lot to unpack with the whole Shawn and Jack perspectives, because they're they're both right in what they're experiencing. Jack he's taken on the role of responsibility for all of the paperwork, all of the administrative stuff, basically being the legal responsibility for Chet and what is happening for him, making sure everything's taken care of, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, because someone has to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of work in and of itself. So that's a lot of that's a lot of drain on someone, on top of being worried for him. He's not had the same relationship that Shawn has, but he wants to have that type of a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Shawn, who's been raised by the man, he doesn't have to worry about all the legal, all the administrative, but he's just sitting and stewing and seeing that the man that he was raised by he's laying covered in tubes and wires in a hospital bed. They both have their own experience right now that is full of anxiety and trauma, and they both need to express it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both right in what they're feeling.
Well, and right now, because it's just the two of them, instead of being able to support each other, they're just kind of lashing out towards each other. More Shawn than Jack is. I think what I found so interesting is that they make a big hullabaloo about he's in one room by himself.
Yeah,
Apparently, it costs $2,000 a day.
Man, I remember those types of numbers being huge, and I look at that and I say, "Wow, that's cheap."
Right? Yeah, that's sad, but it's true.
And Shawn
But I
demanding
just
to
love
pay
how
for
Shawn's
half.
like, "All right, well, let me give you like $10, and that's the start. That's to start it off."
Yep.
Because Shawn desperately wants. It's almost like he wants to be equals with Jack, and have to be at the same level. And unfortunately, due to, let's just say, economics, Jack can do way more than what Shawn can do right now and provide way more than what Shawn can provide.
Yeah.
That's just hard truth.
It's
It's uncomfortable.
It's a harsh reality, and Shawn just doesn't want to accept it.
Yep.
He's got too much pride.
Brett, I think we need to get to the real problem in this episode.
Yes.
Yes. For our love isn't like anything there has ever been or will ever be again.
Oh.
What I feel for you transcends love itself. Beautiful, beautiful wedding vows. He goes, oh, I can't wait for you to say these. Oh, these aren't mine. These are yours.
Gag me.
Right? And I love how they're like, well, let's put you on the spot. Share your thing. And it's like, Corey has given so many monologues about love and Topanga and how he feels about her. It's like, why do you think in the moment he can't think of something?
Yeah, really. I mean, if I could think of the perfect girl, I mean, that's one of his best ones ever. And all of a sudden,
Brett,
on the spot,
someone
he can't think of
used
anything?
it in a dating show in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're hitting this weird little period where Topanga is trying to be super controlling. Topanga's trying to have Corey and her relationship be more than just about them being romantically together. It's about their families uniting and starting that off right away. And this is weird, like almost like she doesn't trust Corey to like when it's almost she doesn't listen fully. It's just this weird dynamic that they get into over the next few episodes that I just get so frustrated with.
It does get frustrating, and it's
Yep.
The next few episodes with Corey and Topanga are going to be very, very rough.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. But I do like that Corey comes back, and the only thing he says is Shawn's dad had a heart attack, and he is dead serious. He's not throwing out jokes, and you can tell that all three of them immediately rush to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
Yeah. As goofy and weird as Corey and Eric will both be, when we're having a serious moment like this, both of them step up and act accordingly.
Yes.
So we
get Chet waking up, and the first thing he asks is, "Did you hit me?"
Yes, forgot about that. I was trying to find my spot. Yeah, Chet wakes up. He thinks that Shawn maybe punched him, knocked him out. But he tried to explain, "Hey, you had a heart attack," and he goes, "Oh, I got my own room. I wonder how that's going to pay for." So
I found it kind of simultaneously sweet of Chet and kind of dirty that he was protecting Rachel and throwing his son under the bus by saying it wasn't her cake that did him in, it was Shawn's yelling that gave him the heart attack.
yeah, it's a double-edged sword, really, because I do love it. It does remind me of one of the whole first season with the whole Santa Claus, that Morgan killed Santa Claus, and Rachel being in that scene and being like, "I killed you. My cake tried to kill you."
Yeah.
He
said,
it
"Ho,
was
ho,
Shawn
ho,
yelling
ho."
at me. Yeah, but we get a lot of they're in the room, they're out of the room, they're back in the room. This last time I was watching it, I was like, gosh, I feel like more things should be happening than the Matthews that showed up, which was a big deal, I think. So
Yeah, and I did clip Shawn and Jack talking just before the Matthews show up.
Jack, the second he gets out of here, he's going straight to Vegas. Don't say it, because you don't know. No, I do know. I know him. I am him. You're not, Shawn. Yes, I am. Why can't I get close to anybody in my life? I'm exactly like him. Look at you and me. We're brothers, right? We're not close at all.
Hey. How you guys holding up?
Fine. I'll be fine. Thanks for coming down, Mr. and Mrs. Matthews. Mr. Feeney.
Boys, take all the time you need. Don't worry about school. Just take care of your dad and yourselves.
Yeah, and you know that if you need to talk, we're here.
Shawn?
I'm fine.
it's so subtle, but the care that the Matthewses and Feeney has for them is fully on display.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're like, you know how we feel about you, so come to us if you want us to help you.
Yeah.
Like, you're an adult. We can't force you to.
Yeah, but that hand on the shoulder from Alan is it says everything to Shawn.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I also will say this. I do feel bad for Jack, because as much as he likes the Matthewses, they're not his people. And so he's kind of going through all this alone outside of Jack and Rachel being there.
Yeah.
So as much as Shawn thinks he is alone, he is not.
Yeah, and Jack really is more the one that is going through this largely alone.
But this aha moment that Shawn's having, I'm troubled by it, Brett. Because I'm a big believer that we are a byproduct of our parents and our families, but we are not a clone of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have traits from them. You kind of sit down and you go, okay, what did I get from my parents, each of them individually, and what hodgepodge did that kind of come for me?
Yep.
But he's not exactly like his dad.
No. But he is at a place in his life where for the last several months, all he's been able to see is the negative aspects that he's inherited from his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he sees them flare up, they're cemented in him. And that's all he can see. So in his mind, he is just a clone.
Yeah. Well, and the show is saying that in this moment, he is doing a lot of poetry. And instead of that being something he actually sits on and reflects on, he just goes, I'm bad. Everything about me is bad. Even this poetry is bad.
Mm.
So I think it's just this weird depression that he is in that really could use a professional to help get him out of it.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
One more thing that would be different if it were made today.
Yeah. Chet's hitting on one of his nurses.
Ah, yes.
Apparently she repulses him.
The nurse played by Shannon Wells. Only time we'll see her here. 59 acting credits. Featured in shows such as Saved by the Bell, The New Class, Mad About You, Ally McBeal, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, and Power Rangers Time Force. Scrubs, Mad Men, Community, Grey's Anatomy, and more. Has not been on camera since 2019. Yeah, and apparently Chet was hiding a cigar.
Yeah, of course he is. Oh yeah, let's just add in smoking cigars to the table of what is causing the heart attack?
Yeah, it's Shawn's yelling, but you're the one hiding a cigar after you had a heart attack.
Yeah. But I like this interaction he ends up having with Feeney and the Matthewses because they, you know, they talk about how they're gonna play a game of pool, him and Feeney. Like how he jokes like, "I'll let you break."
And it's a very raw. It's some very very subtle and very well done acting on Blake's part when he's talking with Alan about asking him to watch his boys when he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is going to
Yeah.
go to Vegas.
Yeah. Well, he says he's going to go to Vegas, and I think regardless, I think it's important for him that he knows that someone is looking after them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Alan Matthews has essentially acted as Shawn's guardian protector and everything for a long time. So just confirming if you're still going to look after him and also my other son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that's a big deal.
But he's not the one they need.
Yeah. No, that's the truth. They both needed time with him, and he didn't give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I knew that they needed to give Eric a roommate situation and all, but I would have been so intrigued to have Jack move into the trailer park with them for a little bit. You know,
that would have been interesting.
It's one of the hard parts about. Yeah, they did the whole apartment thing, so they don't do all the college-y stuff, and they don't have to leave and everything. So, like, Jack having to experience the trailer park would have been so fascinating.
You could have really done some fun stuff with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you thought Jack getting used to Shawn in the apartment was fun. Just imagine Jack getting used to the entire trailer park.
And we could have had the Taquinos return. Gosh. We need to, like, rewrite some temporary episodes that they never got to, Brett.
Yeah.
Do a 2000s take. Yeah, but they're saying that the doctor's saying they're going to have to do a bypass surgery regardless.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, probably with the damage that has been done to his heart, they're like, we're going to have to get in here sooner rather than later. But I like this conversation that Corey and Shawn are having with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because Shawn's trying to say to Corey, I should just be in there with him, telling him that I love him, and just being present with him. But I'm just so angry with him. And Corey gives great advice of, you shouldn't be telling me that.
No, he's saying to him that all those times your dad was gone, you wanted him to be there. He's stuck. He's a captive audience right now. He's here. Mm-hmm. Now's the time for you to go talk to him.
Yep. There is no better opportunity than right now to go talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the back and forth that they finally get into in his room about the difference of how they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
That Jack knew nothing of his actual father. Jack knew nothing of this life.
Yeah.
And all he wanted was to just know who he was.
Yeah, and I have a big chunk of that conversation clipped for us.
Okay.
When you were a little kid, did you sit next to him while he watched TV all night long hoping that he'd say something to you? Did you ever once clean up after him when he came home drunk? And when he didn't come home at all, did you lay in bed thinking it was something you did that drove him away? And when he was gone, did you walk around and make believe that everything was okay when inside it was tearing you apart? Did you? No. No, I didn't get to do any of those things. You see, I knew I had a father, and he was gone from me my whole life. But you turned out okay, Jack. Look at you. You know who you are. You deal with things. Me, I'm just another version of him.
You ever think that the two of them should have had some counseling a long time ago to talk about some of these things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
It just... Shawn can't see past his own hurt right now.
Mm-mm.
And instead of accepting his brother's also going through a hurt, he is lashing out and saying, my hurt is worse than your hurt.
Yep.
I mean, Shawn's going through a lot of hurt. Let's be honest.
Oh,
But
yeah. I mean, not to lessen it at all. I mean, his father is laying in a hospital bed, teetering on the brink of death, and it's dredging up all of his past trauma. There are no words to describe the level of his hurt right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things I wish they would have had these conversations sooner. It feels like there's a lot better times, but this is the 90s where you don't talk about these things. You push everything down and you hope for the best.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You rub some dirt on it. Get back out there.
Yep. Rub some dirt on it indeed, Brett. But not long after this, Shawn has a very important conversation with his dad. Do you have this, or I can't remember?
No, I didn't clip this one.
Oh, I didn't think so. Basically, Shawn asks him, like, why wasn't I good enough for you? And Chet reveals, I wasn't good enough for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they both hug and they say they need each other. And Chet makes sure that Jack gets a birthday present that Rachel had gotten out for him.
Yep.
And spoil the ending of it, it's the picture of the three of them together framed.
Yes.
So the last time the three of them are together and they each have a smile on their face.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you question, Brett, when's the last time you're going to have a picture like that? Because you never know.
Very true.
And unfortunately, Chet begins to have another heart attack. And then the boys are just kind of waiting.
Yep.
And their teacher, their loved ones are trying to encourage him, saying he's a fighter. He owes them a pool game. And even opens the present. And I really appreciate this doctor and the simplicity of what he says, and it communicates a lot.
Yeah, and the doctor is played by Julio Oscar Mechoso. Only time on Boy Meets World, but he's got 131 acting credits. Murphy Brown, Seinfeld, Virus, Touched by an Angel, Yes Dear, Jurassic Park 3, NYPD Blue, Little Miss Sunshine, Without a Trace, Big Bang Theory. He himself passed away in 2017. But his performance it's very understated, and his words are just, they're simple. We couldn't save him.
Mm-hmm. His heart wasn't strong enough when we lost him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we end on a very sad note. This might be the first time we truly end on there's no joke involved. It's just we end somberly.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many times I've seen this one. I always end this episode with a tear in my eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and unfortunately, good-looking people, that is the end of the Boy Meets World episode as they pan to the picture of the three of them together.
Yeah, because the tag
No
is
tag.
just music.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
music
I was
and
thinking
credits.
about the first part of A Long Walk to Pittsburgh is one of the first times we said this was a sad ending, but there was still at least a joke or two in there,
Mm-hmm.
something to giggle about. But there's nothing to giggle about. It's just
No, this is just. I mean, this is all melodrama from the after that first act on.
Mhm.
Those jokes with Chet about meeting Rachel are pretty much the last levity for the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
And it doesn't. It's an episode that I'm glad they didn't try to shoehorn in more humor.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Brett, we should probably get to the deep dives.
I was just about to ask if you had any for us.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
All right, this is from the Mayo Clinic, Brett. A heart attack occurs when the flow of blood to the heart is severely reduced or blocked. The block is usually due to a buildup of fat, cholesterol, or other substances in the heart, coronary arteries. The fatty cholesterol contains deposits are called plaques. Plaque. And the process of plaque buildup in the arteriosclerosis. I'm going to say I got it. Some symptoms: chest pains may feel like pressure, tightening, pain, squeezing, or aching. Pain of discomfort that spreads to the shoulder, arm, back, neck, jaw, teeth, sometimes the upper belly. Cold sweat, fatigue, heartburn or indigestion, lightheaded or sudden dizziness, nausea or shortness of breath. When to see the doctor? Call for medical help. If you think you're having a heart attack, immediately call 911 to your local emergency number that doesn't have access to the emergency medical services. You have to drive to a nearby hospital. Drive yourself if only there is no other options. So here's some things that will predominantly cause like a risk factor that will increase the likelihood of heart attacks. Basically, bless you, men between the ages of 45 and 55 or older are highly likely to get one. If you use tobacco, if you have high blood pressure over time, high cholesterol or triglycerides, high cholesterol, and a complicated word I can't say, obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, family history of heart attack, not enough exercise, unhealthy diet, stress, illegal drug use, a history of preeclampsia, and an autoimmune condition. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of people that have had a family member who either has had a heart attack or some form of a heart situation, and it can be quite devastating.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my grandfather who did not take good care of himself, probably had way too many bad foods, and drank a lot of hard liquor in his life. That there was basically a point towards the end of his life where anything he did to help his kidneys was hurting his heart. Anything he did to help his heart would hurt his kidneys. So, It's a fortunate truth about getting old and the things you do when you're younger impacting who you are when you're older. Um, price of coffee, Brett, um, much more relaxing conversation piece. Back in the day of 1998, actually, no, it'd be 1999 now. $3.43. Huh, it went down a couple of cents. Apparently, in today's dollar, that's about $5.22. So, not bad. It's not one of the fancy ones, but
half calf non-whip macchiatos, oat milk.
Brett, when writing your vows, here are some things to help in your process and what some of your focuses could be. Um, so first is start with yourself. Um, what do you think are some of the main things that bring to your partner that you know your partner turns you on? That's scandalous. What is something that you struggle in the relationship and who you are now? Focus in on your partner of what do you do to turn your partner on? Wow, that's scandalous again. Which aspect of their individual, who they are aside from being your partner, do you admire? And the focus of the beginning of the relationship, what what are your strengths as a unit? Are you there for each other? How do you feel after a fight? And what type of a couple do you want to be? Travelers, builders, comfort seekers, creatives, professionals? Gosh, I don't think this is good advice at all.
It doesn't sound like it.
This is way more intense. I guess this is coming from a Esther Perel's website, so I thought there might be some more good information, but from what I'm reading, it's not great. I think she's fantastic. She gives out some good advice, but the thought process to help get people places is part of the problem right now. Really, when it comes to advice on vows, I guess we could say, Brett, is traditionals aren't bad. They're the traditionals for a reason. And unless you know exactly what you want to say and speaking from the heart, there's nothing wrong with the traditional vows.
We have the traditional vows at my ceremony.
Yep, so do we. I think there's just this weird push in the 90s of like, you gotta have these heart-wrenching, emotional vows.
Yeah.
It's like a way for the writers
it's more
to
romantic to write your own.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I gotta say that the Independence Day wedding is a very romantic wedding. Very subtle. And also reunifies one of the couples that are broken and lost because they're going through their vows again. It's maybe we have to talk about that at some point of romantic weddings and movies and TV show, Brett.
Maybe.
They mentioned that they're playing 8-ball. I know we've talked about 8-ball before because it's a whole pool episode. But 8-ball, there's not actually 8 balls. There's actually 15. Yeah, 15 balls. First played 1990s. Think if there's anything new I can add. I guess the best note we could say is don't play pool with a random weird man you never played before for money.
Especially one that your college campus should not be allowing to run the table for money.
Yeah. Yeah. I found something that was like shocking confessionals at deathbeds, but I was like, you know what? I'm not seeing anything fun in here, so we're just gonna move on, Brett. Honestly, we're gonna end on not that many uh, deep dives and fun facts because honestly, this wasn't a fun episode. It's sad.
Yes, it is.
And unfortunately, we're gonna have more sadness soon.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get our money's worth out of this hospital setup.
Yes, we will. So let's talk about what we learned then.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
What did we learn? Well, this week's lesson is pretty simple. I'm going to go with you do not know what the future holds, so say today what you need to say. Tyler, what did you learn? Any lessons from the great Fiendini?
Not from Feeney, but just I think I'll take a cue from Alan Matthews as we always do, Brett, of being there for the people you care about in that moment and trying to find a way to support them the best you can, even if they're not wanting your support the way that they actually know you can give them. But also making clear of I can give support, but it's not my support they need.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
It amazes me, Brett, as we keep going through this show, Alan Matthews keeps going up the rankings of my favorite dads on television.
Yeah. That he does.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
Tyler, how would you grade We'll Have a Good Time Then?
It's one of those complicated episodes, Brett, because I know I've seen this episode a lot, and it's a really great episode. I don't really want to watch the episode. So it's like, do I take away from the grade because I know how much I don't want to watch because of all the chaos? And it's a sad episode. Heck, I'll give it an A+. It deserves it. There's a lot of good acting in this episode, a lot of halfway decent writing, even if some of it still annoys me, Brett. But there's several callbacks in this episode that I definitely enjoyed. And we've gotten a lot worse episodes, A- and A's before. At least I have.
True, you have.
I'm a lot more forgiving than you are.
You are. I'm going with an A+ as well. Any shortcomings that it has when it comes to the writing, the acting is able to overcome. The story is a simple one. It digs into Shawn and what he's been going through the first half of the season, and it brings Chet back. Unfortunately, for the last time on Alive, Chet, but we get Chet, we get the Matthews as a support system. We actually get every main cast member in the same location together briefly.
Mm-hmm. Morgan has a line.
Yeah, Morgan actually has a line. And we get a little bit of levity. We get a lot of melodrama. We get a lot of really well done acting. And for the most part, when Boy Meets World is in a hospital, it's done well. For the most part, this is one of the well done ones.
Yeah, I agree completely.
So A+.
Brett, can we just throw in the caveat of everyone needs to go to therapy.
Yes. Especially when you're feeling like Shawn feels.
Yeah. I just can't believe that Shawn and Corey didn't decide to go to therapy at some point.
Good looking people, if you find yourself feeling like Shawn or like Corey, find yourself some good therapy.
Yep.
Whether it's someone online, someone in person, find yourself a good therapist.
Yeah. And worst case scenario is find two dads who have gone through some stuff themselves.
At the very least, find someone to talk to.
Yes, find someone to talk to.
Oh, yes.
I agree.
I believe I'm owed a dad joke or two before we shut this puppy down for the week.
Yes. Have my handy dandy dad
Buco
joke.
del Dad Joke Cell.
Uh-huh. All right, Brett. Somebody stole my lamps.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be more delighted. Thank you. Okay, let's give this one a shot. Where do mermaids go to see movies?
At the dive-in.
The dive-in. I gotta get one more since you figured it out.
They were having dive-in movies at Zumbezi Bay.
Speaking of that, Henry's legs are all sort of nicked up and scraped because of the wave pool. Because he would get hit and then roll around trying to get up. Poor kid. All right, Brett. What followed the dinosaurs?
Their shadows.
Its tail. And that is some dad jokes.
Well, good-looking people, that is an episode, and we thank you for sticking around with us and giving us your attention for another episode. You can reach out to us and connect with us on social channels at Dads Meet World on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're most active on Instagram and Facebook. And you can send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. We love getting messages. And you can always leave us a review or rating wherever you get your favorite podcasts. That helps us rise in the algorithms and helps other people find us. And we love to share the dad love. So until next time, we'll see you, good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Was that Duckies? No, garbage. I am never gonna pee again. Ow, that hot. Underpants. Read the Bible.
This is good TV.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios, tell your story.